Hello, this is Dread, and in today's video topic, we're going to have another episode of the Hall of Fame for you today. So, if you're watching the gameplay, you're probably wondering, Dread, why does the Sentinel have so much ward? Well, let me tell you today, this is not a bug. It's 100% not a bug this time around. Sure, he's using Healing Hands, but he made sure to take off the Healing Hands node. This is 100% one thing and one thing only, which we'll get into. So, go ahead and introduce yourself today, Mr. Christian.
Hello everyone, I'm Christian and I'm playing Sentinel, which is mana stacking, ward generating, and the way I'm doing it is by using the experimental node giving you ward based on how much mana you are missing.
Yep. And turns out when you are in trade, you can get an absolute absurd amount of mana. Isn't that right?
Yeah, the most I managed to make is around like
1500.
1500.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most, and you can get easily like 90k, maybe 80. Depending on if you're not hitting anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Christian, do you want to go over the build and explain it to someone who's new? Like, how is it working?
Yeah, it's actually really difficult build to make, not only because you need to have the right items, but also you need to be a trader from the merchant guild. Otherwise, it's really hard to get the experimental affix that gives you the tier 7 ward based on how much mana you're missing. And this is pretty much the most important thing you need to get in order to start to work with the build. Um, when you start from level 1, for example, you need to start with Rive, Healing Hands, and then you need to shift to change your skills to Shield Rush and try to find good amount of array of effect for melee skills. This will help you a lot during the journey on leveling. And once you progress to get your other skills like Sigil is really important for you because it's giving you a lot of melee damage. It's also able to um, have it instant cast, which is extremely important because it synergizes with the shield rush. When you're constantly uh, clicking and you're constantly moving, you don't want to stop because then you stop your generation of ward and you stop the damage output. So you need the instant Sigil usage so you can constantly have all of the bonuses for the healing hands, for the damage, for the melee damage, based on how much Sigils you have.
Yeah.
It's
And you
very
also want it
important.
to suck up your mana too, essentially.
Yes. This is the Sigil is pretty much used for the reduce of your mana, but you also should find build that is giving you 100 melee fire damage based on
Azrael's Fury.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the best installed build for this build, and it's really good because with the Eye of Reen, you get a lot of melee critical, and you get a lot of melee damage overall from all sources.
Yeah. And
So
it gets your shield rush to be actually doing damage as well, other
yeah,
than your, yeah, healing hands.
exactly. You end up making a lot of damage from a lot of sources. So I think it's one of the strongest healing hands build. I managed to reach 1000 corruption last night, but I'm pretty sure some people
I
can go
mean,
much
with
more higher.
like, 40K ward, right? Like you
Yeah,
can get as far as you want to go. And the thing is
yeah.
as well with this build, at least from what I'm seeing as well, is since you're not even abusing the ward from from the ward node right now, at least in the footage, right? It
Mhm.
once you actually have those nodes like on, like how much ward are you actually getting?
You can hit 100k for sure. That,
Yeah.
but here is the thing, I didn't really wanted to play it because it's buggy, and I was thinking, okay, how I can uh, just
Okay,
change
play a
the build.
real build.
For,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
And something that no one is playing, and this is the thing with the Shield Rush. It's very buggy, it's very clunky, and I'll be, very clear about this. You can play normally, with the normal clicks, But for example, you can do like me because I'm kind of lazy and I have an auto clicker that is bind to my space. So sometimes on my other channel, on my other channel that I post the videos, I show it also videos of how is the feeling with the auto clicker. When you
Yeah.
use it, you get like 20 to 30 maximum efficiency with the clicks, and you completely remove the buggy and clunky feel of the shield rush, and it
Yeah.
actually start to feel like a real skill.
Hmm.
Sadly, for this purpose video, for this review,
Yeah,
we
we turned
decided
off
to
the
make
auto
it without.
clicker because
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to suggest using an auto clicker, but but EHG also has not fixed the shield rush bug yet, which makes it insanely clunky on online. Because if you play shield rush offline, if you did not know, this clunkiness does not exist. This is only an online thing. So shield
Really?
rush is
I
not
didn't know
supposed to
that.
function like this. Yep, shield rush is not supposed to function like that. In offline, it feels amazing. It's just
Wow.
on online. That's why it feels like that, and that's why I'm like, you shouldn't use an auto clicker, but at the same time EHG also hasn't really fixed the skill yet. So I'm
Yes.
like, I would say proceed with caution in that regard, but at the same time, I blame EHG in this regard because it hasn't been fixed yet, and it's been a bug we've known about since 9.0. So
Yeah.
eventually it would be nice if they would fix the bug. But yeah, technically you can use an auto clicker. But like I said, I don't know if the devs don't like auto clickers or not. They probably won't. But at the same time, like I said, they haven't fixed the bug yet, so to make the skill actually function how it's supposed to function, generally, yeah, the auto like, once they fix the bug, I don't think you'd actually need to use it anymore, by the way.
Most likely. And I
Yeah.
just want to point out that using the auto clicker is not gonna break the game or something like this. It just help you with the efficiency of the clicks,
Mhm.
and that's it pretty much, you know.
Yeah,
Because
the only problem I would ever have with it is, like I said, it depends on, like, what EHG wants, and
yeah,
I doubt they would want an auto clicker, but they also haven't fixed the bug with the build,
yeah,
so I'm
I
just like,
had to
"Whatever."
figure it out how to fix
Yeah,
it on my
you had
own
to
pretty
fix
much.
it for them, let's put it like that, yeah. Yeah, so the last thing I wanna talk about is, so the way Healing Hands works with Clear Explain
Mhm.
is when you use an attack and you hit once, hit it once. And since you're channeling with a shield rush, but you're constantly clicking, you're constantly procking healing hands, right? Now, obviously, you
Yeah,
wouldn't proc it twice, even if you have the double like proc node, right? Because
yeah,
it doesn't work like that. It's only once per click. But like so far, it seems like as though you're doing a lot of damage. Uh,
yeah,
like
huge
I've seen
actually.
other healing hands builds. Is there a reason for that? Why you're doing so much damage?
Well, this is the thing, you know, you just um you need to synergize all of the things combined in order to
Mhm.
make the epic damage.
Like,
For
I know that
example,
you
you
have
treat
double
the
Arene, so, like, that's a lot
yeah,
of crit multi for your healing
yeah,
hands. You have the healing
well,
effectiveness, and that's a lot of flat
yeah,
damage for your healing hands, right? Then
yeah,
you also have the percent damage coming from the sigils in your gear, right?
yes,
So, like, with all this combined, it definitely would mean that healing hands does this much damage. It's kinda crazy to me to see healing hands do this much damage, but
yeah,
turns out when you take a mechanically good skill like Shield Rush and you combine it with a skill that does a lot of damage, i.e. healing hands, the combo can get very ridiculous.
yes, yes. All of those things combined, and this build that I'm showing at the moment is not even the maxed version. I'm pretty sure someone can make it make like double the damage, even much more,
Yeah.
you know, much more tankiest, much more damage output. For example, this version of the build has no armor whatsoever, so it's really weak on that side, but you get like nearly 4,000 ward per click. So
Yeah,
this is
so
huge,
the
and you
only
don't really
thing you
care
would
that.
probably have to do if you started pushing corruption is getting like a armor, getting like the instead of using the base armor that you're using right now,
Mhm.
you'd use the Sentinel one with the less damage taken, less damage over time taken
Yes,
based on your armor, and you'd start stacking armor and stuff like that. But
yes,
like, I'll be honest, once they fix synthesis of light and you're able to gain the ward from the healing hands from that node as well, on top of all the ward you're getting from the the mana and all that, like you'll do fine. You won't have a
yeah.
problem.
I also wanted to make the build a little bit more affordable. and that's why I'm using the armor that I'm using in this video.
Yeah, the 4 LP
Mhm.
Urzels,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just cheap and
Yeah, exactly.
quite
Well,
nice.
cheap relatively. The last time I saw Urzels in the market, it's like 20,000,000, but yeah, that is relatively
Oh,
cheap,
no, no,
apparently.
yeah, that one is, with three
Oh,
LP,
you have
so
a
it's like
3 LP
100K
one.
or something. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought
yeah,
I saw a 4 LP one. Oh, the Veil Root. Oh my goodness. I thought you were using
the Veil
Urzels.
Root. No,
Yeah, the
no,
Veil Root. Yeah, sorry.
the
I
Veil Root
I, I
is
saw 2
actually
different
best in
planners.
SWAT.
Yeah,
It's
that's crazy. Yeah, the Veil Root because you get so much flat mana. It's
yeah, it's
crazy.
also giving, like, healing effectiveness,
Yeah,
so
wow. Yeah, that is best in slot. God dang.
yeah,
Holy crud. And of course, by the way, viewers, if you're listening, he's also utilizing, of course, Frostbite Shackles for the, ward retention, obviously,
yeah.
because that's the best way of getting a bunch of ward retention on like a paladin and stuff like that.
I think I have around 500, but I've seen it sometimes 600 cold dress.
Yeah.
It's going very well. Also, it's very important to mention, because of the high stack of mana, I'm also using amulet that is giving you 200% stun avoidance based on how much mana you have.
Which
So I'm also
actually
walking
works
around.
now.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
yeah.
Because the stun
I'm
avoidance
also
actually works.
yeah. It's like having like 3,500 stun avoidance on 1,000 corruption is really good when you're not channeling, when you're not hitting anything. So it's still important. It's not the best, but you still get a lot of fat mana from that amulet.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a good base. Like at this point, like as long as your healing hands is doing enough damage, all you need to do is just stack mana everywhere else. Like
Yes.
that beast peak of the mountain with mana, and cold rest. It's crazy.
Mhm.
uh God, this build's so funny. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming out today and showing us the Shield Rush Healing Hands build. This is very entertaining to watch. Definitely not something I would ever play, at least until they fix the bug anyways with the clicking. But
Yeah.
it's really, really good. Turns out a Shield Rush is really, really good, guys. Um,
Yeah, thank you for having me.
yeah, anytime, Christian. Thanks for coming on. All right. With all that being said, this has been Tread. If you haven't already, I'd heavily suggest leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. It's been another episode of the Hall of Fame. Bye, guys.